you before working together, right? I forgot if you tried this on your own for a while or, if you attempted it on your own. Where kind of were you?
Yeah, I attempted it on my own for a while, Tim, and I was a little reluctant of joining you because I felt like I was doing a lot of the things correctly already. I was networking, I was on LinkedIn, but clearly once signing up with you guys, I learned a lot more.
So you were in your job search doing those things that you thought would lead you to that end result. At what point did you say, you know what, I think I might benefit from some additional help? When was that? Because for some people, it's right away. For some people, it's a year. When was it for you?
It took me several months, Tim, and I think that was just by not getting the return phone calls. I think I had pinged you guys on LinkedIn or however I got connected with your sales guy. He connected in a non-bullshit way. We're going to give you the skills and resources to help you. At the end of the day, it's up to you. And it truly is. So he resonated well, but I think I hit a point where I wasn't getting the return phone calls. Me knowing how good I am in a tongue-in-cheek, arrogant kind of way, I'm shooting resumes off thinking I'm going to get 10 return phone calls. Well, the phone didn't ring. What a pain in the ass these internal recruiters are and those kind of things. And I thought, just like in the military, I need to bring in the troops. I can't do this by myself.
If you look at some of the most successful people, it's like immediately when they know they need help or they don't know something, they get help. This goes back to anybody can ask for help when they're beat down, busted, broken, their life's in turmoil. Like, man, anyone can ask for help then because they don't know where to go. But I was at a business conference a couple of years ago and a guy said, when you need help, get help when things are going good. They can help you get it to great. Hey, what did you find most valuable about working together? Some people say it's the automated system. Some people get hired from our network. Some people say it's interview prep or something else. What do you think was most valuable?
I knew you were going to ask that question. So I actually wrote them down. Let me go to interview prep. The diagnostic questions in the interview prep were phenomenal. Being able to not control, but to converse within an interview was extremely good. For example, the job I'm at now, I asked my hiring manager, what are you looking for in this position? And he says, I need a leader. I'm the market president here, Tim, but I also am the director of the commercial bank is my role. That's multifaceted, but with one word, leader, that clearly defined to me what he was looking for, and it helped me shift my conversation to just that. I'll caveat under that interview prep as well was the negotiating aspect of my offer. I have never negotiated an offer, ever. These usually come in from these banks. They're 5-6 pages long. You read through the minutia, get to the numbers. But the case with this one, they called me 1 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon, and they gave me a verbal offer. Well, the fact that they didn't put it in writing, they opened themselves up to negotiate. So I seized on that and I said, well, let me think about what you've offered me. Can we open our calendar up and have a follow-up at 1 o'clock tomorrow? Again, that positioning that I learned from you guys. We opened up our calendars. Okay, 1 o'clock tomorrow, call set. And I got in there. I said, well, hey, I want to give you a counter, to what you presented to me yesterday. To me, this isn't about numbers, it's more about current market value. So I'll just tell you, I got an additional 5 figures out of a signing bonus, and I got an additional 5 figures out of my base pay. Every interview I had, I'd studied these companies, but also went into LinkedIn. I had notes on all the individuals, their likes, dislikes, everything about them. I remember something that Robert said one day. He says, you really have to be likable in these interviews. You have to be likable. You got to connect.
So last question, hey, we have someone else sitting right next to me right now, hypothetically. What advice will you have with someone considering working with us? Because here's the thing, even though we have thousands of people, have hundreds of video testimonials, have a Facebook group, a podcast in all the countries, there is a lot of skepticism, right? Especially online. So what advice would you have for someone if they were sitting next to us on working with us? Like, should they work with us or not? What would your advice be?
ECU has a recipe for success that works. That's my tagline, and we can break it down more humanistically, Tim, and I would tell you that every component of what you guys are doing, you do have to put it in a framework and you've got to execute. For example, LinkedIn is your friend. If you're not in LinkedIn 3, 4, 5 hours a day, you're missing out. So LinkedIn must be their friend, and I get it, Tim. Not some of these IT guys, they don't have sales acumen, so they probably need a little more hand-holding. But you guys truly have a recipe that worked, and it gave me the confidence. The mindset sessions with Kristina were awesome. With Kristina, I will tell you, when she did her meditation sessions, I fell asleep every time. Literally, the camera's off and I'm out cold, man, because that's how relaxed I got, but how much I needed to be free of some stress.
I'm glad we were able to wrap yours up, and I wish you the best of luck.
I've already told a few other people about you that, are looking for a change. So hopefully I can send some business your way.